day 6 and today is my last day here in Perak. I sustained a sprained wrist from yesterday's session, which I had to endure while I packed and carried my luggage around. And it is finally time to say goodbye to Kampong BENG. Afterwards, we head to Kuala KANGSAR early to have breakfast. Roti canai, aka roti prata for all you Singaporeans here, and teh tarik, which was really good. And since we have time after breakfast, we drove around town and Abang Lan shared the history and beautiful architectures behind this town. And also, a fishing trip is never complete if you did not visit the local tackle shop.
Alright guys, ini hari I punya last day kat Kampung BENG. Sekarang kita kat Kuala KANGSAR.
Ya.
Betul-betul nak ucapkan terima kasih banyak kepada Abang Lan.
Okey, saya pun sama.
Experience gini betul-betul guys Abang Lan.
Sama ke Mat.
Penginapan ni semua. Kita punya next game kita pergi mana ni?
Tasik, Temenggong.
Yes.
Royal Bloom.
That's our next. So insyaAllah kalau ikutkan schedule saya bulan 11, bulan 12 insyaAllah kita boleh pergi Royal Bloom.
Okey. Nanti
So,
deal awal lah. Kita deal awal, kita plan. Kita deal dengan guide tekong sana. Alright. So sesiapa nak cuba ke Tasik Cendro ke Kampung BENG Abang Lan mini Amazon, check the description box. Saya akan letak kontak Abang Lan, Facebook ni semua. Settle. Korang just WhatsApp je lah. Ya. Okey. InsyaAllah. Boleh cuba lah kita spot orang dia.
Betul.
Cibi, Toman, Sebarau. Kalau air cetek, air kering, ada lak, kita main kerandang.
Yolan, I jalan dulu. Terima kasih. Jumpa lagi ya. InsyaAllah. Take care. Bye-bye.
What an adventure it has been. And now to the next one. I'm taking the same train back to Kuala Lumpur, and this time we are heading back to the city life to meet my good friend Christopher.
Chris bro, what is this?
This is voted Malaysia's best nasi lemak.
Serious ah?
I don't know.
And if you guys are into coffee and coffee gears, this place is a must visit. And I met Biggs for the very first time. Such a cute fella. He would just come into the room and observe what you are doing. And then we head out for more food. And we went to visit another local tackle shop, Kepong Tackle. And after everything else, it's time for us to try urban fishing. This time with Christopher and his wife, Michelle, we went to Tasik, KELANA, JAYA.
Oh, saya tak boleh. Okey.
Saya tak faham. Nak naik apa? Kereta lah? Kereta? Kat sebelah sana? Tak ada, dalam pagar ni. Kereta apa? CRV.
Orang Singapura. I tengok sana tak ada sign, tak ada pancing. Tak ada IC. Kat rumah. Rumah dia. License. Okay, sekejap License.
License ada, IC tak ada.
IC kita sekarang pakai app
Republic of Singapore. Ini siapa?
Kawan kita lah, kawan saya.
Republic of Singapore. Orang Singapore lah. Sini ni 2016 dah expired.
Memang Singapore ni. Ni valid. Issue date lah. Issue. Dia tak ada expiry.
Dia masuk sini pakai apa? Pasport? Pasport ada?
Saya tak bawa beg. Saya mana ada bawa pasport jalan-jalan.
Tak bawa pasport?
Kat rumah dia.
Saya dompet tak bawa.
I duduk rumah dia.
Duduk mana?
Duduk Petani Jaya sini, Taman Maya Jaya.
Macam mana keluar rumah tak pakai IC? Dia orang Singapore?
Orang Singapore.
Pasport lah.
Pasport saya tak bawa keluar, saya duduk rumah dia.
Dia punya IC ada?
Siapa orang Malaysia?
Pun IC
Semua
ada?
Singapore.
Semua Singapura.
Dia orang Singapore.
Bagi air ni dia punya pasport Singapore ke apa kena bagi air dia.
Yang sampai punya you punya.
Ni I punya. Ni I punya driving license.
Dia datang apa? Student ke apa?
Student.
Dia tengok kan?
Saya seberat Singapore punya student lah. Student. Sama.
Sejak Januari 2020 dah habis ke belum ni?
Belum lah. Bola saya 4 tahun.
Semua pun Singapura juga.
Kita Singapore. Kita pun tak tahu sini. Tengok kita masuk tanya orang, dia kata boleh.
Tu kamera dah matikan ke belum? Sudah.
Okay, let's recap the whole incident. To be honest, that's like my very first time getting into trouble with the authorities there in Malaysia. So out of nowhere, this guy in like a football jersey riding a motorbike on the pavement right behind us, and it was a jogging pavement, mind you. The first thing which came across my mind is basically like, I thought, wow, am I gonna get robbed or something, or like something funny is gonna happen to us? He has no pass, no nothing, and then we got our guard up a bit, and he was asking for particulars, and of course we were not going to hand over our details to him because he didn't even show us any pass. And then what made it even worse, he called his boss, which came afterwards, also looking like a hooligan. I'm sorry lah, but I mean, you look at the video, he does look like a hooligan with the bandana, then his face, the way he spoke to us. So that alone already like made us doubt, are they like real officers or not? So the reason why we picked this place to fish, urban setting, firstly, it was the nearest park we could search on from Google, and which is the nearest one to where Chris stays, and we went to YouTube it, and apparently there are like people fishing there. So of course it made sense for us to actually go there and fish since it's near, and also it's urban setting and looks safe. We assume it's safe for us to fish. Basically, yeah, that's the whole point where we started there. And then the first moment we walked into the park, there were no signs, no clear indication of saying like there's no fishing is allowed and stuff. So being a Singaporean, right, we always try to look for signs. You know, like in Singapore, if you were to go somewhere and fish, then they'll tell you like no fishing, fine $3,300 or whatsoever. First and foremost, we check YouTube. That place is like a place where you can fish. Second, we check the signs. So the sign said nothing about fishing. Then there we were, like fishing. So when the two guys came, it caught us by surprise. Would you react the same way if somebody were to like just appear at the back of you and then like riding a motorbike on the jogging track with like a home clothes, no pass, no nothing, and then like he asked, why are you fishing here? And then ask for your ID. Would you provide him the details or not?
No, I would think that he's a robber and came to snatch my stuff away.
Right, see, exactly that's the first thing, the first thought you had on mind. Okay, so basically that was what happened. So after we paused the video, and then what happened next was asked us to follow them to their office. So I was quite skeptical when they said their office, so I couldn't record. Obviously he already asked me to stop. So basically they brought us to this office, which was a really small blue building. They are from MBPJ actually. So when they brought us to the office, that was the moment I think all of us realized that they're actually legit officers, and there were forms and stuff. And the annoying part was they confiscated my rod and my reel. And the thing is, I had to like settle the fine 2 weeks later, and obviously 2 weeks later means I'm back in Singapore. And then I was worried like, how am I supposed to settle the rod and reel thingy? And we tried to settle it on the spot, like meaning you already find me on the spot, you just tell me how much is the amount and then I'll just pay it on spot. But apparently, I think due to some regulations, the internal process and procedures, what they can do is they would hand over these items, confiscated items, to their office. That would take about 2 weeks to process, and that's when you can actually go and pay your fine and go and collect your confiscated items. The thought of me like getting back my reel and my rod back was like very slim, because obviously I don't even have enough leaves to like extend or even come back to KL just to collect this rod and reel. Fortunately enough, the Teo's family, Chris' mom, helped me to so-called collect my rod and reel, which I really owe her a lot of thanks for assisting me into retrieving my rod and reel. So basically, as of today, my rod and reel is back safely at my home in one piece, so nothing was missing. So yes, that was the whole saga, but of course there are things that can be improved. I'm not saying it was their fault fully. I also have to bear the responsibility and the fault as well. So things that can be improved on, I guess firstly I would say that that was close. You almost hit the camera, bro. Firstly, of course, when you're in a foreign country, don't expect that country to be like the same as where you came from. We expect like boards and signages to tell you that you can't fish. No doubt there weren't any signs, but I think I missed out the most important thing, which is to check online on Google each country's regulations in terms of fishing. So apparently, after Googling and finding out a bit more researching, we realized that there's actually some license and you can only fish at that area on Saturday and Sundays. So basically, I admit that on my part there was a lapse, so that is something that I will learn for my upcoming trips. And secondly, in terms of the authorities there, I think they should at least have their passes on, guys. Come on, you stop somebody without any pass. Like, I literally felt so skeptical about it. Like, I thought I was going to be robbed. Maybe, just maybe, a bit more signages at each gate, because I was told that there are like 3 or 2 entrances, and one of the entrances would have that signage where fishing is allowed at a certain timing. Legit, I really thought I was gonna get robbed. Seriously, I know I've been saying this like for the countless of times, but I really felt I was going to be robbed, to be honest.
What are you looking at?
What are you looking at?
No.
So basically, through this incident, I hope you guys actually can learn some stuff. The importance of each country's regulation, fishing regulation, which is quite important, so you don't get yourself into trouble. And of course, a very big thank you to the Teo's family for hosting me throughout my stay in KL. And it has been a really wonderful experience. They were very heartwarming. I felt like I was like in their family. They brought me around. This definitely has to be one of the best homestay experience ever. From the bottom of my heart, a super duper big thank you. Really hope to see you all again, and of course thank you so much for helping me to retrieve my rod and reel. Anyway guys, I'm not gonna hold you guys any more further. Let's just proceed to the video.
Yours is Christopher first.
Yeah. I'll send the letter as well.
Yeah.
See you guys soon. Thank you. I'll see you in Singapore. Thank you.
Finally checked in and stuff, so currently waiting for my flight, which is in about 45 minutes. I'm actually dreading to be going back to Singapore, to be honest. It's like 1 week of fun for me. And again, a very big thank you to the Teo's family. Super appreciate it, and they were like the really best hosts I could ever ask for. And yeah, it's gonna be back to Singapore, so I'll see you guys in a bit.
Ready to the vaccine, sir?
Yes. Welcome back to the land of chasing money and stressful life. Back in Singapore, guys. Hello.